Hey guys, this is Robin Grigsby out of Sacramento, California, part of Team Rise, and I was asked to do a quick little talk on Mindset Monday. And so, what I love about talking about the mindset is I learned 17 years ago that our mindset has everything to do with our reality. And I learned that when I entered into this platform, into network marketing, referral marketing. I wish I would have learned it earlier. Had no clue that our mindset had almost everything to do with our outcome in our life. In fact, it's interesting. Like I think about if we look around our environment, when we look at our life and what makes your life different from mine, right? Because we all have, we could be looking at the same tree. We could be looking at the same sun. We're looking at the same sky. We're looking at the same mountain. But what makes your life look so different than my life? And it has everything to do with what we think and what we feel is what we do. So it's interesting. I wouldn't have realized that, though, if I hadn't entered into this platform where I started doing a lot of personal development. Watching The Secret was my first impactful movie that I was introduced to. Reading Think and Grow Rich was my very first book that allowed me to see how different life can be when I entered in this platform. So, if our mindset is messed up, you often find that your life is a little messed up. So, I really think it's important to invest some time into ourselves and personal development. And I want to talk a little bit about energy. And how we're made of energy, and an atom is energy, and we're full of atoms. Everything has atoms. So it's all energy, and energy matches energy. So if we're super down, we're going to match somebody that's super down. We might attract someone into our life that's super down. And if we're super high up and energetic, we'll attract that too. Well, the mind vibrates on energy too. So if we're thinking positive thoughts and positive things about our life, well, then we're going to attract that into our life. If we're thinking negative thoughts, fearful thoughts, we're going to attract more of that into our life because it's a vibration. And a vibration matches a vibration, which is energy. And so knowing that, I just want to share a little bit about intention and expectation. I have talked to a few people of my, team members lately about, they shared that they felt a little uncomfortable sometimes approaching people out in the public or creating conversation. And I found it interesting. The more I talked to her, it was because, bottom line is, if I asked her, just pretend that instead of thinking about your intention of getting them as another customer, instead of thinking about being afraid that they're going to say no, instead of thinking about getting something from them, whether it be them becoming a new customer, getting to become a promoter, if we can start thinking instead of getting something, and we think about we're giving something. If we can just change that thought, it changes the vibration. It changes the whole way you feel. It changes your posture so that if we're giving someone a solution, so all we're doing is going around and we're seeking for other people's, one, we're wanting to make friendships, right? We want to create a friend. So if you can think of it as, hey, I'm just going out to create friends. That's what I'm doing, creating more friends. Get rid of the intention of possibly building a business and getting a new customer, getting a new promoter. Just remove that intention and that expectation. So our expectations actually set us up sometimes for failure. So we have to manage our expectations very well. And so if we're expecting for someone to respond positively and we're fearful that they won't, well, then that messes with your vibration and your posture. So it's kind of like dating. When you first start dating, it's been years for me. So, but I'm sure a lot of you could probably relate to this, is it feels uncomfortable at first. You don't want to be rejected. You would like to get a date. You'd like to go out, but you don't want to hear the no's. And your intention and expectation when you talk to somebody is that something should come from this. But if you just release that intention, expectation as, hey, can I just make another friend? Can we just connect? Maybe or maybe it won't work. But when you release that, it changes your energy. It changes your posture. And then what happens when you start getting wins and you start getting dates? Well, then all of a sudden you're flooded with all kinds of options. And then now you have plenty. So that comes from an energy of, if we can just start off with plentifulness, if we're already thinking plentifulness, we're going to attract plentifulness. But often we're not coming from that place. We're more coming from a place of lack, and we need to get a customer. We need to get promoters. And it's coming from a lack mindset rather than a plentiful mindset. So if we can just stop and go, okay, why would I be afraid to talk to anybody? Because all I'm doing is giving away solutions. We're solution providers. We're giving something away. If somebody doesn't want it, they're not saying no to you personally. They're saying no to the solution. So here's another visual that's super helpful. Imagine yourself walking around with a platter of water. You're a waitress or waiter. Imagine you're walking around with a platter of water and you're just asking people if they're thirsty, if they would like to have a bottle of water. You know, are you thirsty? Would you like to have a drink? Would you like to have some water? And if they say, no, thank you, they're saying no to the water. They're not saying no to you. They're saying no to the bottle of water. So we don't need to think that it's personal. It's not about us. They're not saying no to us. So we can remove that fear, and just know that when you can come from a place of plentifulness, when you can come from a place of, I'm offering people solution. This is about being a solution provider. This is about engaging in a conversation, asking lots of questions. People love to talk about themselves. So when you ask them questions about them, don't worry about you talking. Don't you be the one talking the whole time, because you won't learn nothing about them. So just engage, ask them questions, get to know them. And when you're listening for a need, when you hear that maybe there's a possible need, you could always form a question in the way of offering support or a possible solution to their challenge. So here's one of my favorite lines that I love that work very, very well. It's, hey, this may or may not work for you. However, and then you take whatever challenge that they're talking about and you frame it around that. And you talk about maybe a person that you know that had got something resolved by this product that you're talking about or that we're sharing. Or like, you know, somebody, say like their challenge was they don't have time with their children, or they just don't have enough time and, you know, or money. If that's the challenge you're hearing, then it's like, hey, this may or may not be for you. However, I'm doing something part-time that's actually offering that for me. Like, I'm seeing an extra income from this, and I see time freedom on its way. Is that something you'd like to know more about? That's an example. Or they say, oh my gosh, I have no energy. I'm so tired all the time. Hey, this may or may not work for you, but I happen to know about a happy coffee that my friend shared with me. And ever since I've been drinking it, I have the most amazing energy. And if it's not a story about you, then say, hey, this may or may not be for you. However, I know somebody that is drinking this happy coffee that has incredible results with energy. Like, you should see what she's doing with her kids now. Or people aren't taking naps anymore. Hey, I could tag you in some information in the testimonial page. Is this something you'd like to know more about? So, hey, this may or may not be for you. This gives them an option to learn about something you know of, but it also pulls it away. So it gives it to them and takes it away. Hey, this may or may not be for you. However, and then you talk about their challenge, and you talk about someone that either you or someone that you can relate to their challenge. And then, is this something you'd like to know more about? I have never heard anybody say no to me when I say that. And then you say, great, now you're in a hurry. So you say, great, let me get your contact info. I'll connect with you. I'll tag you in this. And then you just move forward with that conversation. The more you're in a hurry, the less you have to feel that you need to explain anything. And you just want to tag them in some information, and then you follow up with them. Hey, I'm going to tag you in this information. I'll check back with you to see what you thought about it. Is that cool? Or is that good with you? Or when's a good time I can check back with you? Or you get the appointment going and agreed to that appointment often before you even leave, just so they know you are going to follow up with them. you want to know more about how they feel about what you're sharing, and then it goes from there. So hopefully that was helpful. I am excited to be here, you guys. This is an amazing company with an amazing team, and I'm just excited for our future. So I am going to stop the Zoom. Have a great, amazing, awesome day.